The next thing to have a look at is the tools. Now, we had a brief look at what was in this box in one of the prep videos, so I'm not going to go through all of it again, just the bits that have been added and a few other odds and ends. We love these safety cases, really great for carrying stuff around, it's not going to get damaged. And of course we've got the SCA toolkit that we showed you in the other video. Now if you want a link to that and you want to have a look, see what's in there, check the description below, I'll put a link in that. Watch so that doesn't slide off the bonnet. Okay, the other items. Now, we've been through some of these before. Riveter, very handy for repairing stuff. Little SCA set of tools that I gave you a look at previously, so we'll just pull those out, put them on the bonnet. Some cutters, different sorts of pliers and jaws. A recharger for the cordless screwdriver cum drill. Ozito, I like Ozito gear. We've had them for a while and we don't have trouble with them. Some various types of jaws. Needle nose pliers and some snub nose pliers. Some very basic wire crimpers. They're not good ones, but they'll do the job. Little shifting spanner. Yeah, will she stay there? Yes. Now, as for some of the more unusual gear, again from Aldi. Yes, I'm a walking advert for Aldi. What we have here, some off-angle drill and screwdriver heads. What you do with these things, if you've got somewhere that you want to get to but it's at the wrong angle, and for example you can't get the drill in there, open the jaws nice and wide, tighten her up, hold on to that, and there you go. I'll give you a close-up of that one. You can now drill at a variety of different offset angles that the drill may not be able to get to. So, very useful bit of gear that is. There's always some odd little corner somewhere that you can't get the drill into. So with that, you can get to most things. You won't be able to get to everything, but pretty well everything that's difficult, not impossible. Now another thing in the same vein, that one's for drills, this one's for screwdrivers. Exactly the same idea. Whack it in your electric drill, hang on to the handle, and the handle can go on either side here depending on where you are. So two quite useful additions to a toolkit. As I say, Aldi, we find all sorts of interesting stuff in Aldi. I guess I should take some shares out in that company one day. I seem to spend half my money there and Bunnings. And Supercheap these days. Okay, other bits and pieces. Put that back in neatly. Some sort of a marker pen. That's useful, especially when you want to drill holes. That's just a standard little, went chewed up to over there. That's just the standard little spanner for the mean mother track holder. Always keep that in here. Bits and pieces boxes, hose clamps, hooks. We've got a clamp there for gas bottle holder. We're going to have to get rid of the old gas bottle soon, so I'm going to have to replace that with a hook and eye set. Other bits and pieces, bolts, nuts, washers, a few bits of electrical gear, a couple of spare Anderson plugs, some crimp on ends, switches, just a few bits and pieces that are replacements for things that might go wrong on the road. Some electrical tape, some screws, tech screws, and some spare little heads for screwdrivers. That one needs a bit of a refill actually. And last but not least, my friends, the rivets. I put more rivets into things than screws and nails put together, I think. And a handy little kit, I showed you that before I think, for the electric screwdriver, drill bits, hex heads, Phillips heads, all the bits and pieces that you might need when you're using a drill or a screwdriver. So that's what we carry when we're on the road, if we're off in a place that's a little bit remote like this. It's not a big problem here because there's other campers around within walking distance, but nice to have this sort of gear available. One of the jobs I did this morning was to install a work light at the back of the vehicle, and I was able to do that because I had all the gear with me, so it was a nice easy job. Okay, that's it. There's not really anything else that we carry. I do have a hammer in the car that you saw when I was filming the recovery gear. Apart from that, that's pretty well all we carry. And it all fits nice and neatly into this box, so very handy to have. It's a bit heavy, but because it's in a safety case, I can put it up on the roof if I want to. It's not going to get water in it, it's not going to get dust in it. And we've got a bit of padding at the bottom there. And on top is the spanner set from Supercheap. They seem to be fairly good quality. I really didn't think Supercheap gear was that great originally, but having used this for a while and seeing other people using the same sets who are on the road, quite happy with it. So fairly happy to recommend the Supercheap gear. Not paid for it. I had to buy all this myself, unfortunately. Anybody wants to sponsor me, go right ahead, because I've spent an awful lot of money. And I don't see that happening anytime soon, so never mind.